back. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Talkative Sports Podcast. We had a lot of football that's happened, and my guys, we are in a bit of a rough patch. So this is how we're starting off the podcast. I need to give support to my guys because we need it. We need it. We need it. My guy, you're doing well. Put your thing down, Ja. Put it down. You're doing
I'm
well.
put, I'm put mine. I'm gonna put mine
anyways,
up because I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I am
anyways,
so ready.
we always start off with the others when they're in their rough patch. So I can't be part of this podcast and not be fair because fair we have to find it somewhere in the world. So with that being said, we're gonna start it off like this. Is my club Manchester City? Are we in crisis?
Finally, finally, and I'm gonna say yes, just because I'm a hater. Yes.
Okay, well, go ahead. Start off. Start off. Go ahead. Start off.
Okay. Now that I've got that off my chest, I wouldn't say it's a full blown crisis because, like, what is it? 3 draws and a loss.
5 games with no win.
Ooh,
5 league matches with no win. We haven't had
that's
a streak
that
like this.
that's
Hold on.
that's
Let me
never
finish this.
happened.
Let me give this. I need to let you know just how bad this is. We haven't had a streak like this since the 2015-16 season when we were in that transition mode trying to get into Pep ball. You may continue.
Well, I think first of all, Pep jinxed it when he went against Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher talking about, oh, I think we're going to win the league. Oh, it's never been done before. Oh, blah blah blah. And Jamie Carragher had the best response to it. It's like, yes, like if we were um financed by a nation state, we would have probably won more Premier Leagues. He would have won a Premier League, even though I don't think he would have been on that team if they were financed by the Premier League. But yeah, like if Liverpool had spent all that money and bent the rules so much that the Premier League trumped up 152 charges, yeah, other teams would have won leagues that Man City weren't supposed to win. But hey, are Man City in crisis? I'll say Man City are, it's just like the natural, what do I call it? The natural conclusion, natural progression of things. Teams have been getting spanked and spanked and spanked for years, and they're figuring Man City out. They know that if you go at them and if you if you attack in an intentional manner, you will score against them because their defense not that great. It seems like you guys are all attack, and even on the attacking side, I've been watching Man City a lot more often than I want to, and it seems like all of your goals are like off like mistakes. It's off of pressure. They're like, oh my god, it's Man City, and then they make a mistake and you score, and that's like majority of your goals nowadays. So, are you guys in crisis? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Not yet. I mean, Aston Villa, props to them. They've won every single home game. And yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to see. But I wouldn't say you're in crisis. I just say that maybe you're getting found out a little. Definitely missing De Bruyne. Haaland is isolated. I said that last year that teams would figure out more and more how to defend against Haaland. And it is happening, even though he still managed to stat pad against bottom feeder teams. But it's karma. It's not even like karma. It's just the Premier League, and all the teams around Man City are getting better, and they're finally standing up and saying, "We're not gonna lose to Man City. We're not gonna let them get away with this. We're not gonna let them keep scoring and keep winning and keep doing this." So it's like, yeah, I'm very happy to see Aston Villa beat Man City, but hopefully it continues because I'm a hater.
Imagine. Zach, you seem ready to chomp at the bit.
Man City are going through what Tottenham are going through. It's, a Chelsea problem. They've been bitten by the Chelsea virus because since they played Chelsea, same as Tottenham, They
Facts.
can't seem to find a Premier League win. So only Arsenal have been able to beat the Chelsea Bears, but it took a Havertz antidote. You're welcome, Arsenal.
Imagine what a
So
You're
take.
welcome.
That was
What a
very
what a
shameless, but I agree
what
with
a
him.
take. What a take. Manny, please. We need to wash that take from our mouths, please.
yeah, I mean that's just what it is. Ever since and that's another team now that ever since they've and I just think that it's other teams just looking at how Chelsea played and just basically following the blueprint. You know, it's a copycat league, and
Hmm.
so yeah, if you keep constant pressure on Man City's back line, they will fold at some point.
I have a lot to
And
say.
You can't let them just have possession and scrap. You got to go at them.
yep,
You
I
got
have
to
a
be
lot
bold.
to say.
You got to be bold, and you got to lock down Haaland, and don't mark Foden at all because he's not doing shit. Mark Duke.
Good God Almighty.
take Foden's guy and double him or triple. That's what they're doing.
Okay, enough of your nonsense. Manny, your take, please.
Um, I don't think you're in a crisis at all.
Okay. Okay.
I think you're finding what it's like to play like a regular team in the Prem. You know, you guys have been every game. I'm not gonna lie, the last like 4 or 5 years, every game you expect Man City to win. It doesn't matter who you guys are facing. As if it's in the Prem, automatically in your head, you go down 2-0, nobody's worried. You go down, whatever, you score down. There's 2 minutes left, nobody's worried. But now real life is catching up. You know, other teams are catching, figuring you guys out. People are knowing how to stop certain things, especially when your system is built around. Well, normally two guys, but one of them is out of the picture right now. It's built mainly on one guy now, so it's
And
easy for teams to. And now on the defensive side of things, it's easy for teams to counter your offense because now it's just block passes to that guy. They can't figure themselves out. And now your defense again got uprooted because you had a guy missing. That's key to your defense, your defensive structure. The goal, if Rodri was playing that game, that goal would not have happened because Leon ran right through the middle where Rodri would have been. He ran right through all those three in the back. He would have hit Rodri before he even hit them three. So you guys are,
who
you're
was
going
playing
through what
against
other.
Phillips?
No, it
I don't
was
know.
John Stones and
Yeah,
Rico Lewis. John
Uh,
Stones and Rico
yeah,
Lewis.
they have to. They're so afraid of playing Calvin Phillips in the middle that they have to bring in the young teenager Rico
That's
Lewis.
really what it is. That's really what it is, bro. I have a lot to say, but Manny, go ahead, finish.
Something
yeah.
going
So basically, the defense, you're missing your offense, missing certain things. It's okay. I think you guys would be all right. I just hope you're all right. By the time you guys become all right, it's way too late. That's what I hope.
Amen.
If you lose one more game, I just pray, in the next like 2, 3 games, that would be very soothing. That would be very heart relaxing.
To be
Inshallah.
honest, to be honest, if we lose one more game, we'd be right at the same position we were at last year around Christmas, which was 10 points back off Arsenal. So
Yeah, it's
like
not the same teams playing that last Christmas.
I
Aston
under,
Villa was in third.
I
I don't.
understand that.
I don't think last year's this year's Man City is not as good as last year's Man City though.
No, 100%, I agree. But
They're
I'm
in the
just
And
saying,
and Arsenal, all the other teams that are around you are better. Like Manchester United are only 3 points behind Man City at this point in the league.
ain't nobody worried about no
they're,
Man U. Ain't nobody
they're
worried about them.
missing key factors though.
is
When those
out,
factors come back,
and like it or not, you're one of your best players, Riyad Mahrez, is not there anymore. So
I'm not concerned about Mahrez. But to your point about KDB, he's been out, but he's set to return in the January around January. So what is gone shall soon return. Um, to a point about Rodri, we really did miss him today. We really really missed how he holds possession because we could not hold possession for the life of us today. It was painful. It
Isn't
was
that
really
your whole thing? Like I don't understand how Like you build a team over 5+
They run
years,
it
and
through.
one player goes
They run
missing,
it
and
through a
then all of a
fulcrum.
sudden you don't know how to pass the ball
That's
in the
Well, see,
whole.
that's
that's
Pep's
no. Well,
tactic.
see, that's the thing. Well, see, that's the thing. The guys that and not and for today, the guys that have been normally, doing well in the season, the very beginning of the season, Julian Alvarez, he was public enemy number one today. I don't know how many times he lost possession, losing possession, getting giving free kicks. That dude, he was off his game today, and he was one of the main reasons we couldn't keep possession at all. Now, to your point about our defense has been an issue. Last season, we managed to finagle something with the 3-3-5-2, but now everybody, to Sheg's point, is starting to figure that out, and they've now realized that we don't have a left back. Excuse me, Leon Bailey. Good God Almighty, he put Guardiola through it today. Yo, that man was eaten alive, and that's how that goal came about, because Guardiola was overextended trying to get a wrap on the attacks that Leon Bailey was making down the left, and Leon was like, okay, if you want that space, you can have it. I'm gonna cut inside. There's nobody there to stop him because Rodri's not there, and lo and behold, the goal happened. So, and the second half specifically, we could not get out of our side of the half. Oh my days, I've never seen anything like it. Kudos to Aston Villa because they played one hell of a game today. But to answer the main question, are we in crisis? I don't think we're in crisis. However, I do think there's a lot of things we need to get around, which will naturally get fixed once Rodri comes back next match. He needs to his discipline. He needs to rein that in. Because he can't keep
Um,
picking up these yellow cards.
I, I,
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure.
think I don't think that's sustainable though, because Rodri is gonna keep getting suspended because he's the only one in the midfield that's making tackles and
He has
running
to
We'll
it.
be
Like
see.
physical.
it's
We'll
not
see. We'll see. That's
sustainable.
the thing.
Like
We'll
look, you guys brought on Kovacic, Nunez, and some dude named Oscar Bob.
Listen, but
Like
that's the thing, right? That's the thing. This
it's
whole season, John Stones hasn't been
no.
available. Today was the first game that John Stones was available. Our ideal midfield is supposed to be John Stones and Rodri.
But
And I
even
believe
then, even then, like you started Stones and Akanji in midfield. You're playing five defenders and five attackers. Like I don't think that this formation that Guardiola plays, this 3-2-4-1, it's only it's only gonna work again. It's actually it's not gonna work against a good team when you don't have all your best players available. This was tailored to win the Champions League with your best players, and
yep.
you can't keep playing this and thinking you're going to get away with it against actual good teams like Aston Villa. Actual good teams that train for days like this when they say, "Oh, Man City are there for the taking," and then they absolutely took you because after the 11th minute you created 0 xg the rest of the
No,
match, and
you're absolutely
like
right.
you
You're
were
absolutely right.
absolutely
Absolutely right.
dominated by Aston Villa. Like and I'm just speaking from the stats I'm seeing because I was busy watching the Chelsea game, so
I was
like
watching. I could tell you we were dominated. I told you we could not
yeah.
leave our side of the pitch. Now, and now that leads me to one of my final points. Erling Haaland, you're right. These guys are starting to learn how to defend him, and that was to be expected. Now, the biggest issue though, we shoot ourselves in the foot. I cannot tell you how many times he makes his movement. He was actually an issue for those guys today, but we were looking off passes to him left, right, down. I cannot tell you how many times Bernardo Silva would get the ball. He's coming down. I feel like that's a pass he could make. I've seen him make it before, and he's just like, nah, we want to keep possession, only for us to end up losing possession. And that's a theme that has been plaguing us. So I hope, you know, when KDB comes back in January, with him in the team, creativity comes back and everybody else starts feeding off of that. And going forward, that'll be better.
but
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 to the
but
biggest
but
issue is
I
the defense, and this is the last point I make. You're right. We can't keep playing this formation, and the biggest reason we play that formation is because we don't have a left back. We have our godly, amazing right back that by the name of Kyle Walker, who when he decides to hang up his Man City kit, I will shed multiple tears. I, I might have to go on a 7-day grief mourning type thing. Yo, we will miss Kyle Walker. The man works for us hard. With that being
okay.
said, we are looking at a guy, Valentin Barco. We
Who?
might be making we might be a left back, real good left back, real good left back. We
But
might be
like,
making listen, we might be making a purchase in January. We get that in, I'll feel a lot better about my squad going forward because now we get some, we can have some formation flexibility.
can we talk about the gall and the what's the word when someone has too much pride of Guardiola letting Cancelo go and thinking y'all are gonna be okay? Like can we talk
I mean,
about
we
that
were
real
okay.
quick?
We won the
Can
treble.
can we talk about Phil Foden, who was supposed to like slot into KDB's position seamlessly, and he's just like all he's done this season
He
end up
played on
on
the left
fraud
today.
watch.
He played on the left today. You guys put him on fraud wedge for
Mhm.
no reason. The guy's been performing this
Mhm.
season.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that's all I have to say on that.
shit. Okay.
I
Well,
don't
Huh?
believe
if
Chelsea.
We'll leave that. Like I said to Manny. Like I said, wait, wait, wait. Like
Manny
I said to
actually
Manny.
said something last episode. He said, "By the time March rolls around, you would
Exactly.
change your mind."
Okay. And as I said to Manny, we will be having this series in the off season. When the season is over and everything has been done, we will discuss. Now,
I
I
don't think we
also
have to wait to the off season to discuss. We could discuss it right now. I feel like you're pushing it
he's
to the
been
off season
producing
on
though. He's
purpose,
been
you
off
producing.
know,
season, off
so we can stat
off
pad
off
against Luton Town. But it's okay.
Look at you.
off season, off
We will
season.
have the full fact sheet and we will
But
discuss.
this is my call. It. I can't believe any Chelsea fan calling fraud watch on anybody respectfully.
Look,
Thank you.
look,
For the
look.
Thank
most
you.
part, everybody.
Hey,
No.
hey,
That
look, Manny, 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 Manny. You're acting
let
like
me
I'm
correct.
calling people
Let me correct.
frauds, and I'm not
Let me
looking
correct.
at my own team and calling
Let me
people
correct my.
frauds.
I
Let me
haven't
correct
heard you call
myself.
Jackson a fraud yet.
No,
Talking
no,
about
wait.
kids. Wait, so
The only way
respectfully,
you're
we're
gonna call
talking
me
about.
fraud.
Wait, let me hear what blasphemy he has to say.
Talking about
Let
kids
me
and
let me
Hold
dress.
on, Zach. Let him speak. Go ahead, Manny.
The only reason I'm still not jacking Foden is the whatever he's pitching Foden is. But you guys pitching fraud watch, I don't believe it because all Pep has to do is figure out Foden. If De Bruyne comes in, I genuinely feel like for Alvarez, if it puts Foden where Alvarez is, there might be problems.
No, KDB comes back in the team. Foden is going straight to the bench.
Stop it. No, he is
That's
not. Alvarez is
he
going to the
is
bench.
because Foden was
Alvarez is going
starting
to the bench.
I dare you to
with
keep benching Alvarez. He's been starting, but I dare you to bench him
Foden was
consistently. He'll
he
end up
will
at Chelsea.
he did it last
Alvarez
year.
knows he's the future.
Yeah,
Haaland is not.
Alvarez,
Listen, as much as we love Haaland, we are not going to keep him for the rest of his career. We are going to
they're
keep him
gonna
for 2 years at
rid of him.
most, if we are lucky. We are going to keep him for 2 years at most if we're lucky. That man is bound for
He's one
Real
every
Madrid.
he's one
That
every
man is
10
bound for
years.
Real Madrid. Alvarez knows once Haaland is gone, yo, you're the future. You're Mr. Man
But I'm
City.
telling
I think that's
you,
arrogant to say that.
KDB comes
That
back, if
Alvarez is the
KDB comes
same.
back, and you slot Foden in Alvarez's role, because Alvarez's role is supposed to work for Haaland. He's supposed to make the runs that bring the defender in, and Haaland slots into the space. But because he's Alvarez is like a finisher, he needs to be in the same
Yes.
position as Haaland.
Yes, he's more on the ball.
Not
Yes.
Foden is we will set you to work for me, produce for me, or you draw out this defender. Foden is when that tactic comes in, I'm telling you, Pep will figure him out, and he
He
will.
knows ball.
What was last season when KDB was fine? He would just do it again.
He knows ball.
But at the same time, when this comes and this happens, I don't expect Foden to perform in any type of way.
That's crazy.
I expect him. I expect Pep to get so frustrated that now Pep forces himself to bench this guy.
Okay.
Like, because I've seen Pep snap at Foden before.
So you agree?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes, I agree. I've seen him snap. So, but I think when KDB comes back, he's gonna unlock everything. He's gonna unlock everything.
We're almost there. Almost there.
January, it's okay. Newcastle's in the same boat. They're just waiting for January for Madison to come back, and then they're gonna look a lot. I mean, as not Newcastle, Tottenham, and then they're gonna look a lot better.
Well, like you better enjoy this January and this summer window because you might not have a January transfer window next season.
Well, we'll see.
Because you're gonna be banned.
We will see.
Well,
We
maybe
will see. All right, moving on. We can talk about some positives. Well, a positive. Arsenal. They were in a 6 goal thriller. Seven or was it seven? What did it finish? 4-3?
7.
Yep, 7.
Seven goal thriller against Luton Town. Luton, kudos to Luton Town. This is the best they've looked all season. Um, However, Arsenal managed to
They
come out
lost.
in the end.
We more kudos.
Even if they lost, this is the best they've looked all season. I gotta give them kudos now. Come on now.
I mean, but
They're
also
down at,
Luton Town
they're
are a
down at the bottom
relegation
of the
team,
table
but
fighting
also
their
props to
lives out.
them.
What you say?
Luton Town are a relegation team that managed to score 3 at the Emirates. Was it? No,
No,
they were away. They
total
were
time.
away.
Never.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
you
yeah,
are right. You are
they
scored the most goals that we ever lost in any game this season. So shout out there.
yeah. See, that's something you got to give them props for.
I mean, it's a
Because
Premier
they're
League.
definitely
It's a
bound
Premier
for the
League.
championship. There's not going to be much for them to celebrate about. They're definitely bound for the championship. So got to give them credit.
Well, they
But
showed all
Arsenal,
their
I have to admit, this is what league winners do. Even when everything's going wrong, even when you have a point shaving goalkeeper, they find some way to win
I
and
mean,
stay
we
keep
talked
the
we
race going.
last season. We talked about our Arsenal championship team.
This is last season.
We did talk
Wow.
about this, but
So
this
you have no faith.
season, if we compare them to last season, look, because I'm saying this because I remember, like it jogged my memory. This
Whatever.
season, Arsenal are actually like one of the clutchest teams in the league, scoring late goals like win. So I think that's another improvement. But then again, it's Luton Town. But still, like I still have to give Arsenal their props. I
So you
guess
don't
Kai
think
Havertz is the solution. He was the last. It was what they were missing in their attack. But
okay, so here's a question. Here's a
no,
question.
see.
Here's a
no,
question for the
no,
segment.
he's not.
Here's the
Added
question for the segment. Here's the question for the segment. So, with all that said, do you think that they'll carry this to a league this year, or do you think last season is going to happen again?
I don't know.
I think Liverpool are gonna win the league, man.
What
That's
about
how I really
what
feel.
we said about Arsenal? They're the top. They're the Cowboys of the Premier League.
Hmm.
Okay, same thing every year. What
Hmm.
was that? It's religiously on last season?
Well, that's cap though.
Just
Well, that's
wait,
cap though.
guys.
Not the same
Just
every year
wait.
though.
Just wait. Just
That's
wait.
cap though.
You start seeing chinks in the armor early. No, we're fine. We got bigger fish to fry. On to the next game.
Wait, no.
Hmm.
Hold on. Your point. This is the same team as 3 years ago, 4 years ago. That
No,
was still
last
giving
year.
y'all issues.
Last year. No, we're talking
So
about
how?
last year.
Yeah, bro. You
They were in the
saying they
same
all
position last year, winning close games, little chinks in the armor. Oh,
what
Jorginho
happened?
scored his first goal outside the box. Oh my God, we
What?
figured him out.
Quick question:
Nobody
Does
said any of
Jorginho
that.
still play for Arsenal?
I don't even know. I have
Nobody
no idea.
said any of that. That was all y'all. Arsenal
Does
fans.
Jorginho still play for Arsenal? I have to check because I'm not sure because I haven't seen that man.
Wow.
Nobody.
Okay, hold on,
You know
hold on. Manny, defend your boys. Manny, defend your boys. Manny, defend your boys.
No. You know what's funny?
Does Jorginho play for your
When we
team?
were 15, and then we were 13, and this Chelsea team was up there. You guys are. Now they've been down there.
But
We're up.
Manny,
Huh?
but Manny,
Huh?
but Manny,
Uh,
Manny,
Oh.
Manny. Let me just ask Manny a question. Are you guys going to win the Premier League this year?
I don't know. That's a real fact.
Okay, thank you for being honest.
You guys have been up
For
there.
being
No, don't either. You guys have been up there.
Like
You see-
we don't want to talk about we remember what it was like when Arsenal was down and we were up.
All right.
About that.
No.
Just talk
Put it-
about
put it-
We're
last
just
season.
thinking like because when we were
You
up, we won a lot. When you were down,
Yeah, but
we
you
won
didn't say
a lot.
14 games into the season we're winning the league. You never said that, and that's on
Oh,
everything.
we
None of
definitely
y'all
said
ever
that. We definitely said that Conte season.
We
We definitely said that. I said that. When we
You
went
won.
on the run.
We won how many games in a row? We won
13,
14 games into the
13 straight.
14
We
games.
knew we were going to win the league at that point. Everybody else was not capable. We were up and we stayed up and we won and we never faltered. We never
Yep.
lost sight. We never lost that first
Did
position.
you have
But
any
so like
injuries? Did
for
you
an
have
Arsenal
any-
fan,
you have any
do you
injuries?
think the improvement that you've had is enough to win?
if we don't have, I thought we would have won last season if we didn't have any injuries.
Oh my goodness.
And that's but y'all don't acknowledge injuries. Apparently, it's like
Uh,
oh, you guys.
Oh no,
giving
we
us-
do.
No,
We,
hold on,
we
wait,
do
wait,
acknowledge
hold
it.
on.
It's Marcus
Wait,
that
wait,
doesn't acknowledge
Wait,
injuries.
no, I
Because
acknowledge the injuries.
we're the most injured team
I
in the league.
acknowledge the
It's
injuries.
Marcus that doesn't
No,
acknowledge
wait.
injuries.
Let me clarify this. I acknowledge the injuries, but I go down to the specifics. Yes, was Saliba injured? Yes. However, he missed 12 games. You led the
Okay.
league for 240 days. Your rest of your starting 11 was active. There's no reason how one defender misses 12 games and you lose the league. You can't tell me that you lost the league because of
No, P. I'm gonna tell you right now. Who did
Okay.
Saliba come to replace in our defensive structure? Who? Who did we have for a backup? Now I'm gonna answer your question right now. Who did we have for a backup? Was he playing the season before? Was Mustafi still here?
Mustafi.
Was he still there?
Holding was our
Cedric Soares.
So these were the people. So who was the backup exactly to Saliba that was supposed to have kept this going? Because we just brought Saliba in for the first time.
Why are you looking at me? That's none of my concern. That's none of my concern. Look at your management for those questions. That's none of my concern.
That's what I'm telling you. You said Saliba's injury shouldn't have been an issue. But the guys that were there before him, the year before, when we ended up at 13th or 5th or whatever, wherever we ended up, those guys are the backup to the guy now. And you're telling me this guy that kept us winning for 200 and something games goes injured. We bring the guys that we've been losing in the last 4 years with, and you're telling me nothing will happen. We're still supposed to
I understand what you're saying. But the facts are the facts. He missed 12 games. We did not have a left back. We let our left back go in January, and what did we do? We shifted the formation and kept it pushing.
Well, to answer that, it just means that Arsenal were not a championship team, and I was rooting for y'all on this podcast.
We're building one. Okay.
Actually,
building
my other two compatriots here, Marcus even turned around and said, I can't in good conscience support my team this year because Arsenal. Shags was on the Arsenal train.
To be honest, I did say that. I did give you guys fuck. Yo, this is gonna be a good fight.
What did I say, guys? I said
everything was right until Saliba got
just wait.
like you people keep saying that if Saliba has been injured this season already and we won because it's not holding us replacing him. It's not holding us replacing him anymore.
Well,
we won a Manny is not letting us being out, and we've been through these same situations and we've managed.
When
Marcus.
When lost Vincent Company for a good 12-game stretch, you're not. If you lost any of those people for a good 12-game stretch, you're not winning the league, bro.
But this is what I'm saying.
I mean that's right.
During that time, you're right. No. But here's my point. Here's the point that I'm making. You're right. We did lose Vincent Company for that long stretch, but what did we do? We went out and identified Ruben Diaz. We brought that man in, and from there we kept it pushing. So I understand you lost Saliba, but it's on your team, it's on your upper management for not going out and making changes when you have the time.
But what you're not understanding, how we're in the process of, you guys don't give chances for rebuilding. Everything's supposed to be, if this is it, and we bought in.
No, but you lost.
We just brought it. We just brought him in. You said our manager.
No, you did not just brought him in. You did not just brought him in. You had him in. You sent him out on loan. Yes, he was already in the building. You didn't just bring him in. He was already in the building.
Yeah, but
you didn't just bring him in.
But if Saliba, we had 2 years before he came into our side. When he came in as young, you think he would be the same Saliba as today? You said our management should go do what
Saliba. Wait. I have to be honest. Let me answer your question. My answer to your question is yes, because what Saliba said during his time at Marseille was he never got the opportunity at Arsenal for whatever reason, and he never understood why. That's what he said. That's what he said.
I already know he was.
You know what's also crazy? It's not the players that are gonna tell you how they're gonna develop. It's the team that they're going to and the coaching structure they're going into that will dictate how that player will develop. We're built soccer for a reason.
I believe it, but at some point, right? I think it's fair for the player to say, "Hey, give me a shot. Let me show you. Let me actually show you that I can't develop how you believe I can't develop."
Not at 18 years of age, bro.
What do you mean? You let Phil Foden into the squad at 18.
When did
Ponyfield.
Phil start?
Marcus.
Oh my
God.
days.
Marcus, quick
You're gonna
question.
compare Saliba to Phil.
You say
question.
Ponyfield. The man was
Quick
scoring
question.
Champions League goals at 18. Stop it.
Quick
He
question,
was scoring in the
Marcus.
Champions League.
Marcus, you claim your team is not in crisis, and admittedly, we all agree with you. But are you going to win the league this year? Is this going to be number 4?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right then.
Absolutely.
All right then. All
If
right.
we lose, it's
Makes
because Arsenal. It's because Arsenal shaped up and gave us a fight of a fight. But otherwise, there's no reason we're not going to win.
If you don't win the league, it's not because Arsenal stepped up. It's because y'all dropped the ball and.
Wow, you got to give Arsenal a little bit more credit.
No. If Arsenal keeps winning, I will always give Arsenal that credit. But you can't just say, if we don't win, it's because Arsenal. No, if you don't win, it's because you lost too many games. And if Arsenal win, it's because they won those games.
Exactly. So how is that not Arsenal? How is that not Arsenal doing the thing? Because they could also lose just like us.
I mean, at the end of the day,
like it happened last season.
Y'all always think you always think you're gonna win. You think you're gonna win everything until you don't. And then you probably thought you're gonna win this game, huh? You probably think you're gonna win the last 3 games in the Premier League.
I did.
Is not. It's not an achievement.
Experience. Marcus has, I guess, he's been put it this way, quote unquote. He's been here before. If that makes sense. I've not been here before.
Yes, you have.
Oh my God, no, I haven't.
You have been last season though, in this exact same position.
And just like that, we were like this last season too.
I wasn't talking about last season. When I said be able, I just got a whole new team last season. We had 20.
Oh my God!
But still though, Manny, I feel like you're downplaying. Manny, you're downplaying your team. Wait. Manny is downplaying his team just so he doesn't feel the same level of disappointment. Manny, your team is great. Your team is better than they were last year. Man City is worse than they were last year. So it's okay to think your team has a good chance to win. I personally think it's going to be Liverpool, but it's like, if an Arsenal fan is telling me they don't know if they're going to win the league, that just tells me Liverpool is going to win.
All right, let me speak. Manny, go ahead.
I'm not downplaying my team. I'm being a realist with you. If you have a whole team, right? You rock 3 years for a whole team of 29 players, and one season, only about 4 or 5 of those guys remain because you brought in new players. Everybody's new. They come together. They listen to the coach. They figure it out on the first year. We're not supposed to be here this year. That wasn't our plan.
What?
And I said it last year. I don't know if I said it to Marcus.
God.
I said we had a 5-year master plan. We just began scale 4. We started with the
new on this team though that is not expected. Declan Rice.
We just got Declan Rice this
season.
Oh my days, bro.
Like who no, I don't you say you're not supposed to be here, but no, y'all are ahead of your plan, but you're still supposed to be here because you were here last year. You're here right now. You're where you're supposed to be. You're not. So what? You're supposed to be in 4th, 5th position is what you're trying to say?
No, Gabriel Jesus is not our star striker.
Oh, the truth has finally come out. When I said it, when I said that, I was hated apparently.
Y'all let me finish, bro.
I'm sorry.
Something before we even went for Jesus. Like our whole momentum was something else completely. Y'all just run off of this is look at what you look like, bro. This wasn't our first star player. We went for all the people who were going for it. Was it not your team that was doing greediness and buying when we said markets? Oh, Chelsea had no business when the mud they went. We said this one. If you see them with this one, they went. Yeah, and then they were just buying it. The team we had, bro.
As we should.
Yeah, last year was our first year coming together. When Pep came, he won something his first year, no?
Who?
No,
Pep
I don't think Pep went.
Yes, I think 2015-16. I think that was the Chelsea year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It takes a while for the team to build, but if everybody around you is crumbling, it helps your situation out. It helps your situation out because you're doing good. If everybody was doing good last year, we wouldn't be where we was. And that's the fact of it. Chelsea started capitulating.
Pat.
Chelsea couldn't even see us. They were capitulating. And we were playing with Mustafi and who was it when they started capitulating? You guys were doing good. Liverpool, last season wasn't Liverpool this season.
How can you say that you're not supposed to
We were doing good, but everybody else was capitulating, which helped our case. We just kept momentum. And when we started doing bad, when we lost the defender, you saw what happened.
I'm sorry. How can you say we're not supposed to be here when you're literally here and you were here last season?
Because everybody else around us is not up to par. Is your team up to par? No.
Chelsea doesn't even matter in this situation. We are not even in the conversation.
That's beside the point.
Y'all spent 200 plus days at the top of the Premier League. Y'all are once again top of the Premier League. How can you be top of the Premier League 5 points clear and say, we're so when you win, let's just say you do win the Premier League, you're gonna be like, we weren't supposed to win the Premier League.
Last season, if we had won it, I would say that with my chest. This season, last season.
Let him finish.
This season, I'm going to say something different because the team we had last season, we bolstered it where we needed it. The defense, we have backups for the defense. The wingers, we have backups for the wingers. The project that Fabio Vieira.
I have a question. No, I have a question. I have a serious question.
Yeah.
The left wing, you're set. You're right. You have backups. Who is Saka's backup?
Respectfully, I believe in Reece Nelson heavy.
Okay.
Heavy.
Okay.
He doesn't get a chance because Saka's not a guy to sit. Saka's gonna play every game if he can for Arsenal.
Honestly, while I understand the tenacity of it, I really do think y'all need to sit him just to sit him sometimes because look at what's happening to Gavi. Look what happened to Gavi.
Yeah, it helps long. But the thing is, we're not going to until something happens because Saka himself is, and also the thing with that is, Arteta, he loves Reece, but he doesn't rate Reece as high as I fully believe Reece is.
I feel you, but prevention is the best medicine, bro.
Huh?
I said I feel you, but prevention is the best medicine.
I agree with you, but bro, if you see what we're doing with Saka, bro. If we're resting Saka,
you can't bench Saka. You cannot bench him for Reece Nelson.
Y'all got to look at everything.
No, I'm not saying like bench him for a run, but I'm like, if you're gonna if you look at the schedule, right, and you look at the schedule and you have the next 3 out of 5 games is against bottom table opposition. Sit Saka for 2 of those. Sit Saka for 2 of those.
That's how in our mentality for what Arteta has brought into our team. That's how you lose.
I feel you. I guess that's why I appreciate Pep Roulette. It's not good. Pep Roulette's not good for fantasy, but that's how our guys are able to play 60-something games.
I honestly just don't think Arteta
fantasy, but it works for winning trebles.
Okay. Yeah, because Pep is terrible at substitutions.
Yeah,
like whatever. It's like I don't think like if I was an Arsenal fan and my coach after 5 years finished 8th, 5th, and 2nd, the next thing I expect is us to win the Premier League. That's it.
This
after
season,
4 whole seasons.
But
you know what? You know one of the main reasons I don't know about this season.
It'll be a lucky.
You know one of the main reasons about this season that I don't know.
What?
When we get to January, February, ask me this question again.
Okay, fair enough.
We brought one of our star, proper. He started every preseason game.
But honestly,
ACL injury.
Who was that?
And that was
Timber. Okay. Wait, so that means Gabriel's to the bench?
I kind of want y'all to win just to see if you would say it was a lucky title win.
Hold on, Zach.
They will never say that though.
Hold on. So Gabriel's to the bench, Manny?
No, I don't think like an injured player coming back means another player is just automatically benched. It's gonna be more competition.
That's what it was. That's what it was when Timber was playing at the beginning of the season. Gabriel could not buy a game.
Gabriel. They were resting Gabriel for
But that's
certain things.
preseason, though. You can't say.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to know for sure.
Do you see how far he was going up and down? He was
No,
supposed to
I'm
play
not
like
saying
Roger.
preseason. During the first 3-4 matches, Gabriel could not buy a match.
He
He
never
was
played
not
Timber.
playing. But
Timber got
I
hurt.
understand that. But I was telling you, Gabriel could not buy a match into that team. It wasn't until Saliba got a small injury, small knock, that Gabriel came back into the squad.
But still, though,
were
still,
playing-
if Gabriel cannot get a game, it means that there's better players on the pitch, and that's good for
And
Arsenal
people got
overall.
injured, which
It's
slotted bro out.
that.
I mean,
Yeah,
shit.
it doesn't mean
You're letting go.
Yeah.
You're letting go Thomas Partey. Let us get Gabriel too.
Are you guys really letting Partey go? What happened to him? Is he still?
Yeah, they're
injured?
looking to sell him in January.
He's not needed. No respect. He's not needed,
Damn.
bro. Plays like half a game. He's
It's the
played 2
Declan
games
Rice
this
effect.
half, not even like 2 half games, and he's been hurt most of the season. Bro,
It's
come
all
on.
fun
He's
and
not-
I don't think he's
until
hurt.
Declan
I
Rice
don't think he's hurt. I think they've
injured.
been saying that.
He wasn't producing as much defensive effort. He did. He helped our team though. I'm not gonna lie. Without him last season, is when I tell you I was grateful to God for a strong African man in that midfield last year. I was just thankful because he's the one that helped Gabriel and these people coordinate. Because but
Would
that's
you
a
do
whole
a
different
trade? Would you do a trade for Calvin Phillips?
No, God forbid. Why? Why?
Nobody wants Calvin Phillips.
Yeah,
bro.
we can't get rid of this man. All right,
Block that person.
Except
He's
Southgate.
gonna
we
run.
can't get rid of this
He's
man.
gonna
All right.
be showing up to training to the last day of his contract.
Oh my gosh. All right, moving on to the final segment.
Southgate is the only one who would still take a player that can't find a way to get into his team and put him
LMAO.
in the national squad.
LMAO. LMAO. Moving on to the last segment. Chelsea. Is Chelsea in crisis, or is this just how they are?
Who we
We're-
are. This is who we've been all season.
We are
Oh.
once again at this question, and watching that game is just pathetic. It's just sloppy, and it's more of the same. It's like those players are not they're playing below their level, way below their level, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe we just need to sack Pochettino and bring in a real coach because I don't know if he's that guy because like when we bring in every time Chelsea sack a coach and they bring in a real coach, that coach is real. We don't do projects. We don't do that. But hey, maybe he'll survive because of the new owners. But it's like I'm not seeing anything from Pochettino that's giving me the vote of confidence to think he's that guy. I'm just not seeing it.
So in
in
this particular game, I mean, it's just like I think we got dominated by Man U. We could barely get out of our own half for most of the game.
For absolutely no reason, too.
And when we did, we couldn't find like a good pass forward at all. And we had really good breaks when we broke out, but we just couldn't find that final pass, the final third decision. It just did nothing worked out there, and I really I'm scratching my head on Caicedo, man. Like, why is he on the pitch? What's
you guys agree? You guys saw Arsenal won it.
Literally passes the ball
No,
backwards.
we didn't. It was Liverpool.
Number one,
no,
passes the ball backwards every time. He doesn't take anybody on. He can't take anybody on. He doesn't.
I said it was
trust
supposed to
himself.
Arsenal. No.
He doesn't even try to look to play the ball forward. He looks for Enzo or one of the left or right back to a center back.
Marcus said,
I honestly think that's just like coaching. He isn't being coached properly because there's absolutely no reason why the Caicedo of Brighton can't translate his greatness to this Chelsea team. We have a good squad. We have good players. I just think our coach isn't good enough. He's not. I don't know what Pochettino's Chelsea is supposed to be. We're almost halfway through the season.
Let Manny go.
I have just one more point. And then Yeah, I just want to point
Go
about
ahead.
this game. Yeah, Caicedo. Yeah, we already know how I feel about Caicedo, but I think this game showed like because I think this was like probably the first game that like we were like really like didn't really like possess much. Like we got dominated all 90 minutes. It really showed how important Conor Gallagher is to our midfield. So it's really eye opener. You know, like
That's part of the problem though. Like
one player
Conor Gallagher sits for one game and then we don't know how to play midfield.
play. We can't possess. We can't pass out of the back into the midfield. We can't advance the ball into the other opposition final third. We can't find a good pass in the other opposition final third. And coincidence, CG also leads our team in like pressures, tackles in the opposition final third. And as far as what's it called, the opportunities created, assist,
But
all of
that just goes more to my point. Like you cannot rely on one player. The players are good. The coach is not it.
All right, Manny,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to say, I just want to say that Chelsea right now has a better team than Arsenal when Arsenal was 8th, when Arsenal was 5th. That's all I'm saying.
No, he
He's not
does.
lying.
They were 8th and
Even
5th
from
with
true.
Shaka and Mustafi as their midfield duo.
It's
It
true.
was Xhaka and Mustafi as their midfield
It's
duo.
true. Like I don't think
Very
like
tricky.
Pochettino has completely failed me because like Zach, please, Zach, let's talk as Chelsea fans right now. Like what is Pochettino good at? Like what does he really do?
Hey, really coming at
really well.
That's what I'm saying, Manny. That's what I'm saying.
Poch, isn't it? Because who was there before Poch?
We keep possession. No, I mean from what I see, we
Cool.
keep from for the most of our games, even games that we like lose 3-0, but we still somehow keep 66% possession. I don't understand that. But
We've
yeah,
become the Barcelona that we hated because what's the point of keeping
possession.
possession if you can't score goals?
We keep possession
He's
really
in
well.
this Jack
But
What's the
Lionel
point
just
of keeping possession?
we have problems creating consistent chances after like say a team just wants to go
just
into
say your
Well,
owners
no,
are greedy.
now though, because before we keep possession and we create a lot of chances and we do score. Now we just keep possession and don't do
Say
anything
your
else.
owners are greedy. You should have invested in a proper striker. You went to buy who your competition was wanted to buy for no
Nicholas,
reasons.
We
No
have
reason.
unlimited funds, bro. Nkuku
Oh,
is
that's
coming
fine.
back.
Nicholas, what I'm saying is all right. Nicholas Jackson is not the problem.
Jamaican, Rastafari.
Because last time I checked, it's a whole team sport.
Man, it sucks.
11, there's 11 guys on the pitch. Hey, what's his name?
Yeah.
Robert Sanchez showed up today.
No, he did
What's-
not. How many
Chelsea
passes
right
did he pass that got intercepted by man? How many bad passes did he make? He did not show up.
Save the penalty.
Put Haaland in the Chelsea team right
Okay,
now.
yeah, but
Haaland-
the penalty that's just ball not lying because that's
Wait, hold on. Manny, what was that last point?
Put Haaland in the Chelsea team right now. Haaland is banging in goal. And the only reason I'm saying that is because
No.
I've watched Nick Jackson miss so many open net tap-ins that it's not even.
No. Haaland has at least 6-7 chances to score a game.
No.
Nicholas Jackson has 2 or 3.
Get that.
Half chances.
Whoa,
It's
don't do
not
that.
the
Don't do
same.
that.
But those 2
It's
or
not
3
the
are
same.
clear cut.
No.
But those 2 or 3 are clear cut.
And also,
strikers.
it's like y'all keep comparing Nicholas Jackson to Haaland. Do you think that's a fair comparison? To the
You have
team,
money and you-
their
you have-
experience,
you
how good they are, it's
you
not
have
the
the fun.
same.
You have the fun.
Listen, whenever I bring up Erling Haaland with Nicholas Jackson, I do it in bringing up 2 strikers who were bought to do a job. You're absolutely right. I should stop bringing up Haaland. In fact, the person I should bring up to compare to Nicholas Jackson is Darwin Núñez because they're twins. That's who we need to be comparing. Because
Nunez is a 65 million striker. Nicholas Jackson is a 40 million striker. It's pretty clear. The money don't lie. It's all right.
I honestly think Jackson.
Listen. All I heard was one was recyclable and one was one was recyclable, and one was high end trash.
No,
both of
Martinelli
it.
and
Nunes,
Shaq,
like
30
like
million.
you have to think about the context though. Like Nunes was brought in big money to start and score immediately. Jackson was never meant to be that guy. It's just
Right.
unfortunate that we're just injured. It was supposed to be Nkunku up there. Okay, now if it was Nkunku that was slipping and falling and falling over and giving the ball away, and they're passing the ball, he doesn't know what to do, he doesn't want to shoot. Okay, then you would have a point.
But
No, at that point,
Jackson is a different.
you'd have
Jackson's a
an
very
issue because
unique
you're
player.
playing Nkunku out of position because he said in his career he's not a striker. He'd rather
Once
be
again,
behind a
Marcus,
striker.
you keep putting these labels on players for
What do
Chelsea.
you
Like
mean labels? That's what he said.
you keep putting.
It was from his
Who
mouth.
cares, Marcus? We don't care. We sign players and we tell them what to do, and if they can't do it, okay, you can't do it. Like we sign, like bro, Nkunku hasn't played a single
And
game
that's
for
why
us
Kai
anymore,
Havertz failed.
and you're already putting labels on him.
And
Like, come on,
I'm putting on labels. He
Kai
said it
Havertz is not a
himself.
counterpoint.
He
Look at Kai
said it
Havertz.
himself in
Look at Kai
Germany. He
Havertz.
said it himself.
Marcus is so sneaky. Here's a funny thing. He is his coach Pep Guardiola plays defenders at wing back all the time. Center back in right mid.
You play John Stones as a holding midfielder
Yes.
every game.
And when we lose, he's held accountable for it.
He's bro.
But does it really matter if it works 95% of the time?
Okay, but that's the thing.
These players, you cannot look at a player as what he is when you buy him. You buy him for a reason. Like, look at Arteta. At the same time, you all go for Arteta that he brought in Havertz and he's playing him in weird positions that he's never played in his entire career. And it works. And when it works for them, it's great. But when Chelsea plays somebody...
Arteta said what he was going to do with Havertz when he bought him. He said he was going to use him all over the place as a number, as a 10, as a 9, as a this, as a that, whatever. I could show you the report where he said it. All I do.
Your point doesn't make you have no point because Nkunku has not even kicked the football for Chelsea. So just
all I said. No.
Next argument.
I was answering to your point. You said if Nkunku was the one missing, then I'd have
because Nkunku is a verified goal scorer. It doesn't matter, bro. These guys know how to score goals as long as they're up front. They're like he's.
I think it's up to the player to say where the player wants.
Real nines left. Very few. Very few. These guys are interchangeable. They play on the left, they play on the right, they interchange, they drop back, they go forward.
They're not
Haaland.
The issue that's happening.
They're not Haaland. You're just sports with Haaland.
Well, this is the issue that's happening with Rashford.
Rashford is also a winger. He's a winger. He's not the main striker.
Horrible on the right. He's horrible on the right, and that's the only place he can play right now because Garnacho is playing phenomenally on the left. Yeah, that's why he was benched today.
I honestly don't think he
wasn't in the squad.
I mean, if you want to talk about Rashford, we can talk about Rashford because there's absolutely no reason why he can't score goals on the right. He's on the football pitch.
Right. He's not good on the right.
I mean, shit. Still, he should be able to score a goal or two. Like, his drop in form is insane. Like, okay, they're playing you on the right consistently. But okay, play him on the left.
You're staying consistent with that. No, you're staying consistent with that. So I guess you're that's fine. Manny, what was the point you were gonna make?
I was just saying I thought you were him initially as to if the hypotheticals of Nkunku. No, I didn't think it was like literal, like because he hasn't played yet. Y'all was just
that's what I was speaking to. The if. And then, my thing was, if it's the if, then that would be on Chelsea because the man has literally stated he doesn't like playing as a striker.
Yeah, because he hasn't. He's saying it's not relevant.
No one cares what he doesn't like, bro. The coach tells you to do it. You know how to kick a football. Like, I don't care what you don't like. I don't care if you don't like it. You're not suddenly trash because you're playing in the position you don't like. You're a professional.
Listen, all I'm saying is
we're paying Nkunku $350K a week to not kick a football. You better play as a fucking striker.
All I have to say is to your earlier point when you mentioned Bernardo Silva, how we used him last season at left back. There was an interview where they asked him how he felt about it. He said he doesn't really like it, but he's fine to do it if it calls upon him for the team. We have not used him at left back since. That's all I want to say. We have not used him at left back since.
To your point, we actually, mind you, it's preseason, whatever. We played him at striker in preseason, and he looked
It was
great.
prolific.
I don't know.
I remember that. I watched that game. I remember that.
Yes,
I watched it too. All I'm saying is, listen, it was preseason.
he was
The
phenomenal.
hypothetical, it was preseason. The hypothetical was if he wasn't performing at a number 9. So
True.
when he comes back, we'll see. We'll see.
Time, but
We'll be here.
Look, I think it would be egregious if we played Nkunku at right wing back and expected him to score goals. But like, at the end of the day, like, he's not just gonna be stuck in the 9 position. The game moves. The formations change. You play a different formation in defense. You play it when you're holding the ball. You play in attack. He's not just gonna be stuck up there. He's at the end of the day, he's still a goal scorer. He scores goals. He creates goals. So it doesn't matter if we play in the 9 or on the left, on the right.
So here's my question. When he comes back,
so if he was doing what Jackson was doing, I'd be very upset because based on their history, I would expect him to score way more goals than Jackson. And Jackson, for what he's doing, for what he's done before, is like he's still on pace to score the most goals he ever scored in the season. At the end of the day.
So here's my question.
What's the Jackson hate?
When Nkunku comes back, who is your ideal lineup? What are you doing?
drop Caicedo. That's it. Don't change anything. Caicedo. And leave Cole Palmer.
So what's the formation?
Nkunku, Sterling, Connor, and Enzo, and then whoever plays next to Thiago Silva and Reece James. That's fine.
What's the formation?
When Chelsea is completely healthy, it's a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1.
Colwill, Badel Shield, James, Chilwell, because Thiago Silva needs to. We cannot renew that contract.
Okay,
in front
now
of him,
to the midfield. Okay.
In front of him, I'm playing Enzo and Gallagher because Caicedo is a fraud. And then it's going to be on the left, Sterling, in the middle, Palmer, on the right. Wait. On the right.
Left, Sterling, and then Nkunku and Jackson.
Nkunku and Jackson, yeah.
There you
Sterling,
go. So you'll still have Jackson up front.
Nkunku, Jackson.
You still have Jackson up front.
Jackson. Nkunku up front. Jackson behind him.
I just want to say this is your ideal lineup.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then everybody else will rotate as it needs to be.
Start Broja.
I will say this. I think Broja will be better.
I will
say this. I think Broja will be better than Jackson. I will say this.
Look, if Broja and Nkunku will
talking on Jackson now
for that second striker spot.
Fair enough.
Nkunku and Jackson compete. That's what it should have been.
Okay, here's what I'll say. If you think we are on Jackson now, let Poch start playing that lineup consistently, and Jackson continue doing what he's doing.
Well, we cannot speak on hypotheticals. We can just speak on what has been and why it's happening.
No, I understand. I'm just saying.
I don't know why you love to shit on Jackson so much because he scored a hat trick against Spurs.
He scored a hat
trick against Spurs.
He's trash.
And he scored against Man City,
bro. Stop Spurs game, bro.
Wait. Let Manny speak. Go ahead.
Stop using that Spurs game as a metric, bro.
No, but that's why you guys hate him. You're the ones who want to discredit the hat trick.
When it's 11, Jackson can't make a tap it. That's why the issue is. Not when it's 11v9 and you should make a tap in and you still had a goalie save it, but the ball went in. The goalie still touched the ball. That's the issue.
The issue was y'all were calling him a good striker. You used that Spurs game as key evidence to prove your case as the main.
When did we say that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Go back in the tapes. Go back in the tapes.
We never said that. I never said that personally.
Go back in the tapes.
I said Jackson scored a hat trick, and I'm happy for him. He scored against Man City. I'm happy for him. Like, even if he didn't score those goals, I'd still be happy for him because he's doing He's exceeding
If
expectations.
he didn't score, you're
Jackson
telling
is
me. Hold on.
exceeding expectations because
This is the final.
realistically,
This is the
all
final
things
question of the.
going
This is
well,
the
he
final
should be
question
on
of the
the bench
podcast.
and he shouldn't be even playing in the first place.
This is the final question of the
Wait,
podcast. I just have to ask.
Jackson
This
exceeding all expectations?
Oh yeah, he is definitely.
Love to
okay.
hear that.
This is and then this is the final question. You're saying without so this is the final
Good for-
question. Without the 3 goals he scored in the Spurs game, let's say he didn't score in the Spurs game. Outside of those 3 goals, you'd still be happy with what he's put on the table and shown in front of your eyes this season.
Look, I look at Nicholas Jackson and I see a striker who is begging to be developed, and a coach who cannot develop him, and he's thrust into a starting role that he wasn't supposed to be in. So it's like I give him a pass because I have zero expectations from him. He should not be starting for Chelsea. If we have all our options fit, he does not start. Maybe he starts 3 games this season. Like that's it. Like so, it's like it's everybody else outside of Chelsea that's expecting him to all of a sudden develop into this world class striker
He's
just because
so,
he's there. Like
having-
no,
we don't really have.
we have nobody else to play.
Everybody
Rojo came back and then he got injured again. Nkunku has been gone. We have nobody else to play. This guy can't get a rest. He's probably tired as hell. He's probably carried some injury that we don't even know about. So it's like
Bringing out excuses.
he did break his. He was wearing the cast. Like this guy is not who you think he is. I don't know who you think Jackson is. But if you think he's trash, I'll accept that because he's not that good. He has never been
Kai Havertz syndrome, because Kai, just like Kai, he scored against Marcus in the game.
Honestly, like you swap out Jackson for Kai Havertz, they probably have the same amount of goals this year.
That's wild. And on that note, if you've been listening with us this long, as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, all that good stuff. We'll catch you on the next episode. As always, we love you guys.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.